Peace, love, and about our hair grease, y'all. What is good? It is Shy the Sage coming for another amazing video. How y'all doing? It's good to be back. I hope everybody doing okay. Once again, I thank you everybody for who subscribed to me. I just want to thank everybody just for supporting me, because I be seeing y'all comments and y'all emails, so I do want to let y'all know I appreciate them, and I appreciate y'all even more. Okay. Today I wanted to talk about something that I kind of want to been noticing, and I kind of wanted to incorporate it, how it is in conjunction with astrology. Basically, when you on this path, and then when you learning spiritual information and occult knowledge and things like that, is seems very interesting. Okay. It seems very nice. But the real issue of the matter is some people are just collecting data and using spirituality as a trend, but they're not really applying this shit to their life. Okay. And I'm really noticing that, like, especially on social media and Twitter, like, a lot of people are taking this journey for granted. A lot of people are taking this journey because it's trendy, it's new, it's cool, it's different from religion and all that other bullshit. So when niggas get something new, they try to run with it, and they trying to do other bullshit with it. Okay. And I'm not fucking with that. All right. So basically, I think this concept comes with you all know when I talk about astrology, I talk about all 12 signs of the zodiac have to do with a human archetype. Okay. And these archetypes are represented by symbols and animals and people and all that other jazz. So really, in this concept, like, basically, don't just use consciousness to just finger fuck your brain all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is very serious. A lot of people who came before us really worked hard to really decipher this shit, and now it's being brought back into this current age, or this current eon. They call it new age, but ain't shit new. It's really just our shit, melanated people shit. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Okay. And then I kind of wanted to talk about Gemini and Sagittarius polarity, because Gemini and Sagittarius polarity, they do talk about obtaining knowledge and information. So I think this is kind of what people, and I actually think right now the North and South Node, the North Node is in Sagittarius right now, and I think the South Node is in Gemini, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be the opposite, but I'm sure it is the North Node. The current moon North Node right now is in Sagittarius. So that's kind of, nodes are kind of what your soul is moving towards, and I'm sure, like, that's kind of where right now the human consciousness is kind of propelling towards, right? So just real quick, I wanted to break down Sagittarius and Gemini, because a lot of what people are doing, just collecting information just for the sake of just collecting information, not really processing it. You really gotta really be careful with that shit, because you not gonna get nowhere. Like, you just really gonna be gone. Like, you're gonna be gone off this bitch, because you really think shit is a motherfucking joke. And people like me have really been saying the same shit for years now. Okay. So in human consciousness, or in the human realm, we're talking about Gemini and Sagittarius, right? So both Gemini and Sagittarius both represent the education of the human. Okay. But in different polarities, because all signs have a sister sign. Okay. So you got Gemini, which is the third house. Why is it the third house? Because it's the third sign of the zodiac from Aries. Like I said, the fucking first sign of the zodiac is not Capricorn, because that's based on the Gregorian calendar. We're talking about our actual natural calendar, based on the seasons and actual planetary rotations. Okay. So starting from Aries, the third sign of the zodiac is Gemini. And then the opposite of that is the ninth house, or the ninth sign of the zodiac, which is Sagittarius. Okay. So when you're dealing with, these are the learning houses. This is how human consciousness basically gathers information in its immediate environment and apply it to wider, broader concepts. So when we're talking about Gemini, okay, everybody, I'm not here to talk about Gemini like, oh, Geminis do this, we do that. No, I'm not about to do that, okay? There is a science, there is an actual archetype where this shit is applied in our realm, okay, in the third and fourth and fifth dimensions, okay? So when you talk about Gemini, right, Gemini, of course, sign of the twins. I'm a Gemini. Hey to all my fellow Geminis. Ruled by Mercury, right? So what do we know about Mercury? Okay, in mythology, Mercury was the messenger of the gods. Like I said, if you gotta read it for me, I've used this example so many times. If you've seen the the Disney movie Hercules, Mercury was the entity, or he was the god, the messenger god. So when shit went down on Earth, he communicated with Mount Olympus, and he was very fast, and even the way he talked was very fast. It was very mercurial, it was very speedy, okay, because Mercury is the god or the archetype of communication, whether it's verbal or non-verbal. Either way, it's just sending messages from, one entity to another, and they communicate and all that jazz, right? So when you're talking about Gemini, right, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Gemini really deals with communication, writing, your basic arithmetic. Gemini deals with Gemini would be like from preschool to 12th grade, okay? You're learning how to read, write, basic math. You're learning basic sciences, okay? About it, like in science and in grade school, you learned about atoms and basically the basic components for atoms and things like that, right? Gemini also rules neighbors, your siblings, in the third house too. So when I'm talking about Gemini, I'm talking about your third house too. So it rules neighbors, siblings, short distance travel, collecting information, data, and skills. So Gemini is really the human archetype of literally reading a book and obtaining information, and like, hey, I know this because I read it. I did my research on it. That's Gemini, okay? It's just flat out data and information. That's it. That's all it is. Now, and that's all fine and dandy, right? But the opposite, the sister sign, it's opposite polarity of that is Sagittarius, which is the ninth house, okay? Sagittarius is the higher mind, okay? Sagittarius asks Gemini, okay, Gemini, like, I see that you have collected all this data, but are you just storing it for the sake of storing it? What are you going to do with this information that you have, Gemini? It's nice that you know that, a rectangle has three sides, but what are you going to do about it? How are you applying that, okay? And mind you, Gemini is an air sign, okay? Air deals with communication as well. And the opposite of that is fire. Sagittarius is a fire sign. I'm sorry. And Sagittarius deals with wisdom, higher knowledge, and the application of that data. So like I said, even though Gemini does dissect information and does, just A squared plus B squared equals C squared, that's Gemini. But then Sagittarius takes that concept and be like, okay, how can I broaden this concept? How can I apply this concept to other things? Where did this concept come from? You know what I'm saying? And things like that, okay? So like I said, Sagittarius is the higher mind. It's about quest. It's about the meaning behind that information, okay? It also rules philosophy. Sagittarius energy would be like from basically college all the way to your PhD. So Gemini would be pre-K to 12th grade. Sagittarius would be college courses, okay? That's basically what it is, all right? So like I said, Sagittarius rules education, philosophy, law, faith, fortune, basically the broader way of thinking, the why behind the data and the traveling, okay? And Sagittarius also represents other cultures, okay? So remember how I said Gemini deals with short distance travel. Sagittarius deals with long distance travel, okay? Gemini deals with I'm learning things in my immediate environment. I'm seeing how people interact in my immediate environment. But Sagittarius rules of other cultures, long distance of travel. And if you are a Sagittarius, this is your purpose. So your purpose is to really get the why of life and come up with your own philosophy, and really to basically be the explorer of life. That's why Sagittarius is represented by the archetype of the centaur, having freedom. I like to think of Sagittarius like the Disney movie Brave. That was the perfect Sagittarius archetype. I think if they didn't, obviously didn't say her sign, but if I could guess her sign, I would guess that the girl in the Disney Brave movie, I'm assuming that she probably is a Sagittarius. She wanted freedom. She wanted to explore the world on her own. She wanted to, she didn't like being following the traditions of her family. She wanted to make her own way. She was very independent and things of that nature. So if you're a Sagittarius, you can obviously relate to that. I would say definitely watch that movie because you can kind of get the archetype of Sagittarian energy, okay? So, but the thing about Sagittarius is sometimes this is where, like I said, it's not to say that Sagittarius is just like the better version of Gemini. No, they both need each other because they are the same thing but on a different coin, okay? So with Sagittarius, sometimes Sagittarius can, it's intuitive knowledge, okay? So sometimes Sagittarius neglects the scholarship, okay? So even though Sagittarius has this natural downloaded information or this natural philosophy, sometimes Sagittarius neglects the fact that they have to actually do the scholarship and open the book to read fucking information. You know what I'm saying? That's where the Gemini polarity come in. So y'all see how, this is kind of balancing itself out, right? So for example, a Sagittarius, that type of example would be like, let's say, I don't know, you bought a crib or you trying to put something together, right? And you got the instructions for it, and you just, the Sagittarian thing to do would just be like, oh, I'll just intuitively put together. I don't need the instructions. So whatever part goes to whatever part, I'm just going to figure it out, right? But that's why you have the manual, because the Gemini polarity would be like, hey, I get it, you can intuitively put it together, but what if you miss something? You know what I'm saying? What if you lose a screw, and then what happens? So you actually need to sit down and read the instructions so you can put them back together, okay? So this is why I really value Sagittarius and Gemini. My best friend is actually a Gemini, and sometimes she has helped me grow in many ways. So really, that polarity and having that is truly a blessing. So even relating Gemini Sagittarius to even just relating Gemini Sagittarius, like, to, don't we see that in our own 3D environment? Don't we not participate in that? Okay, so you need both, okay? You need both the intuitive spiritual knowledge, but then again, you actually need the scholarship. Like I said, don't just be a data gatherer, okay, with this shit, okay? And then don't just be, okay, I'm just watching somebody's video, I'm just watching this person's video, I'm watching ShyTheSage's video, and she says this, but you're not doing your own research on it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a balance, okay, when you're coming into this information. Don't use spirituality and spiritual information just to flex on your friends and family and have arguments, Gemini. But then at the same time, when you do have this intuitive spiritual information come in, make sure you do your fact checking so you can progress and so you can elevate and so you can be a higher being, okay? Because like I said, we're shifting, obviously. Carbon 12 is becoming carbon 7, so everything's becoming denser, less denser. The soul is coming forth. So this is why all these changes are coming. This is why a lot of people are dying, because they are not making this shift, they are not making this transition. And a lot of that goes into your mind. Your mind controls everything. It's the century of everything, and it also controls the body. So when you download it, even knowing certain things, knowing information can really molecularly, did I say that word right? Can even molecularly reconstruct your body, okay? And when reconstruction of your body occurs, that's when you do the shift. Because like I said, a lot of people are not going to make this motherfucking shift. So FYI, that's when people say the shift. They don't say that shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's another example. Like when people say the shift, like niggas just be running and saying, oh, the shift is this and shift is this, but you don't even know what the fuck the shift is. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck? So you're just running away with this shit instead of just actually doing your research and understanding what does it mean when things are shifting. It just means carbon 12 is the basic Gemini polarity. Right here go my Gemini. Carbon 12 is the basic chemical component in each living organism on this planet, okay? And now we're getting hit with them photons, and now that molecule of carbon 12 is losing neutrons, which has never really been done before, okay? So it's losing neutrons and it's becoming carbon 7, and that is going to be the new carbon component of this upcoming eon, because it's time to shift shit and drop shit. That's why shadow work is important too, because if you got, it's like Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. I don't know why I just thought about that. You can't move on, you can't progress, you can't shift if you got all this baggage with you. So that's why shadow work is important. That's why taking care of yourself is important. That's why finding your path and your purpose so you won't get sucked into this bullshit is important, because it's just time to elevate. You know what I'm saying? It's just time for Earth to go to the next level. In order to do that, some shit has to go. Okay, in order for a new building to be built, demolition has to occur. Okay, so I'm glad I kind of kept this video short. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all got everything from it. I'm still doing readings and everything, so of course I post my information in my comment section below. Like I said, I really appreciate y'all, and I really fuck with y'all. And like I said, I'm really doing my best to kind of make more consistent videos, because y'all don't know what I go through to make these videos, y'all. So y'all know I love y'all so much. Bye.